Brother John is gone. Well, brother.
Welcome to Rabcast. I'm Daniel Weiner. It's a story as ancient and elemental as the first chapters of the Torah. The sibling tales of Genesis speak as poignantly to our family dynamics as they do powerfully to the transcendent issues of our times. We fill with remorse and recoil in horror at the surrender to impulse and first encounter with murder as Cain strikes down Abel. The intimacy and antagonism of Isaac and Ishmael seem to both set a tone and reflect the tumultuous struggle between Jews and Arabs. And the triumph of the younger Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph over the traditional dominance of their older brothers serves as inspiring metaphor for a marginal Israelite people, seemingly inconsequential to the greater empires around them, yet far more enduring and influential in the final reckoning of the ages. This week's championship encounter between the San Francisco 49ers and Baltimore Ravens has been dubbed Harbowl, in tribute to the unusual matching of coach Jim Harbaugh against brother John. The media circus ramping up to the big day teems with stories of shared bedrooms, distinct personalities, and the inevitable challenges for parents Jack and Jackie, who will both rejoice in the quintessential victory of one son and console the crestfallen hopes of another. This week's Torah portion, Parshat Yitro, contains perhaps the most famous passage and narrative in our textual tradition, the giving of the Ten Commandments. But it is the episode previous to this peak experience that is even more critical and revealing of the significance of the man for whom the portion is named. Before the big moment on the mountain, Yitro, or Jethro, Moses' father-in-law and chief priest of the Midianite tribe, observes Moses adjudicating all cases for the people, from minor chicken snatching to capital murder. As a seasoned leader, Jethro determines this to be a recipe for disaster and burnout. He counsels Moses to delegate authority for minor cases to a panel of lesser judges, thus maintaining vigorous and thoughtful leadership, while ensuring that the structures of justice will not compromise the rendering of justice. Without this sage advice from a foreign leader, even the divine truth of the Torah would fail to guide, move, and inspire if implemented so poorly. More remarkable still is the later antipathy our text and tradition holds against the Midianites. Though Midian himself was a son of Abraham and half-brother to Isaac, his descendants become an archetypal enemy of the Jewish people, seeking to subvert us through the seductions of intermarriage and destroy us in battle. Here then is the psychological and spiritual complexity of family relationships writ large, a challenge as old as Genesis, as personal as our own homes, and as current as the modern Mideast. Ancient antagonisms, family grudges, and the current conflict between twin Semitic peoples mock with bitter irony, as the dual nature of sibling bonds produces both expectations for fraternity and the bitter irony of an antipathy that can only emerge from such closeness. It is one of the most enigmatic, trying, yet universal conundrums. If sports is a metaphor and model for the real world, a practice run for life with far less devastating stakes, then the outcome of this Sunday's Harbowl may provide a bit of insight in resolving our world's more intractable problems. In the end, Jim and John will sit again at holiday tables and family celebrations, demonstrating that blood is much thicker than Niners red or Ravens purple. I hope. But of course, we of abiding faith know to whom will go the spoils of victory and who will endure the agony of defeat. Shabbat Shalom.